Hey, it's Joe. So, as I was reading through comments and feedback that I was getting from you, when I asked how I could serve you better, how I can bring you more value, things you wanted to learn about, the number one thing on the list was gut health and microbiome, which isn't much of a surprise. That always seems to be really popular. But then the second most important thing to you was how to deal with anxiety and stress and fear and overwhelm. And that's no surprise either. It seems like every year around this time, people tend to be a little bit more anxious, a little bit more stressed out. Of course, that's amplified this year with everything else going on. So I wanted to just make a quick video to offer a couple of quick things that you might be able to do to be more present, to be more centered, things that I've learned that have really helped me. First couple of things are just some breathing exercises. So the first breathing exercise I want to show you is called box breathing. What I love about this is that it's really simple and can literally be done anywhere, and no one will even know that you're doing it. Ideally, you want to be sitting comfortable, and just be present, just be here. Know that for the next few moments, there's nothing else that you need to do. So the first thing you want to do is just take a deep breath in and count to 4 or 5 or 6, whatever works for you. And when you get to the top of that breath, just hold it for another 4 or 5 or 6 seconds, or whatever works for you. And then breathe out for the same amount of time, 4, 5, or 6 seconds. And then when you get to the bottom of that breath, you're going to hold again for 4, or 5, or 6 seconds. And then you can repeat that 2 or 3 times, however long it takes for you to start to really feel more calm. Some people will breathe in 6 seconds and hold for 4, and then breathe out for 6 seconds. It's really whatever works. Most important thing is just be present with it. Understand that that breath is allowing your nervous system to switch to a more rest and digest, to a more parasympathetic state. The next breathing exercise is something I learned from my friend Corey Mascara, who was on my podcast. So this is called Take 5. And this is, you can pretty much do this anywhere also, but this incorporates something a little bit more tactile. What you're going to do is hold your hand out like you're holding a plate. Place your index finger just where your palm meets your wrist. And you take a deep breath in, and as you're breathing in, you just trace your finger up to the tip of your thumb. And then when you breathe out, bring your finger back down to the bottom of your palm. And then take another deep breath in and trace that up your index finger. Hold for a second, and then breathe out slowly and trace back down to the bottom of your palm. And then one more time, trace up to the tip of your middle finger. Hold that breath for a second. And then slowly breathe out and trace back down to your wrist. And again, up your ring finger. Breathing in, holding for a moment, and then breathing back out, tracing back down to your wrist. And then one more time, breathing in slowly and tracing up to your pinky finger. Hold for a moment. And then breathe out, tracing back down to your wrist. You should really notice at that point that you're much more present, that you're much more calm, and hopefully you notice that you're okay. I mean, I want you to notice that you're sitting supported by a chair or the floor or a couch or your bed. You've got a roof over your head. You're watching this on a device, iPhone, laptop, or whatever. You're breathing air. You've got everything that you need in this moment, and that you're okay. And that's kind of the point. So the last tip I want to give you today is to use an essential oil blend like this one. This is from Vibrant Blue Oils. It's called Parasympathetic Blend or Parablend. And what it does is it stimulates your vagus nerve in order to put you into a parasympathetic state. So if you don't know, our autonomic nervous system is made up of 2 sort of compartments. One is sympathetic, which is fight or flight, and the other is parasympathetic, which is rest and digest. And so what you do is you just use a few dots of this and you place it right behind your ear on your mast bone, and that's going to stimulate the vagus nerve, and it really just flips the switch between sympathetic to parasympathetic. And I find when I use that in combination with the breathing exercises, either the Take 5 or box breathing or any other breathing exercise, it's super effective. Like I said, this time of year always seems to be much more stressful, much more anxious than other times of year. And obviously with everything going on this year, that's so much more amplified. So any simple tools that we can use to help switch us into that more healing rest and digest parasympathetic state, it's super important. So this little protocol, the oils and the breathing exercises are my go-to. This is what I use when I'm feeling anxious, when I'm feeling overwhelmed. This is what helps put me into a calm state, calm but focused, calm but productive, and it's been an absolute game changer. I'll put more info in the link below or in my profile so you can learn more about this oil. Leave a comment, let me know if you have any questions. I hope that helps.